Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at why you're the topic of people's conversations lately. Please be aware that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. We have 3 piles to choose from. So for pile number 1, we have the crystal purple agate. For pile number 2, we have aquamarine. And for pile 3, we have Howlite. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to you the most, the one that stands out the most to you. That will be your pile for today. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones. If you chose this purple agate crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at why you're the topic of people's conversations lately. Please be aware that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. Before we get started, I'd just like to announce I am available for personal readings for this month, but I'm almost fully booked, so if you'd like to book with me, you can find my email address in the description box below. So let's get started with your reading. Let's start out with your tarot cards. So I definitely feel like people often talk about your love life, whether you are single or in a relationship. There's something about your love life people love to talk about. So if you're single, they could be talking about that. If you're going on dates, trying to meet new people, that could be what people are speaking about. And if you are in any kind of situationship, relationship, people could be talking about that connection you have. So let's see what else. So why are they the topic of people's conversations lately? Why are my pile number ones the topic of people's conversations? So we have the companion. Am I taking this reversed? My deck is upside down. Okay, the companion with the King of Spirals, King of Wands. Why are my pile number ones the topic of people's conversations lately? We have the 5 of Spirals, 5 of Wands. We have Gaia with the Empress. We have the 6 of Stones, 6 of Pentacles reversed. Two of Scrolls reversed, 2 of Swords reversed. And an extra card with the 5 of Cups and the 6 of Cups. Okay, so I'm getting kind of like a storyline here. We have the 8 of Swords at the back of the deck. So there's this feeling of somebody that knows you, talking about you in a way where they feel that you are spending a lot of time with a lover if you're in a relationship. I feel like a lot of people watching this pile are coupled up, and I'm kind of sensing an energy where people just like to talk about your love life, because as I looked at the little bird, the bird here, and I heard a bird chirping outside when I started your reading, I heard from a little birdie, and here we see another bird. So it's like people are hearing things about your relationship if you're in a connection, or just the people you've dated in general, past and present. I'm hearing stirring up the pot. So people like to stir up the pot, spill the tea on like the people you've dated, how those situations have gone, and what they've heard, whether that be true or not. I feel like people have even heard things about you that may not even be true, and then they take it as fact. I just feel like I'm seeing a group of people sit in a group and talk about you. I feel like people like talking about this pile. There's something intriguing about you and your life. So yeah, I do see a lot of like competitiveness, jealousy here with the 5 of Wands. people speaking about you from a place of anger, pile number ones, and from a place of jealousy. I'm sorry to mention this, but I'm seeing it here. And I don't know why, but I'm just kind of feeling the energy that people may just say things about you because of that jealousy, like where they just start to say things that aren't necessarily even true. There is something about this pile being extremely gorgeous, extravagant. You have a really hot body. That's what people are talking about. No matter what your body looks like, no matter your gender, there's just something sexy and attractive about this pile. And so because of that, you'll get a lot of people that do have jealousy towards you, pile one. So please don't take anything people say to heart about you, because most of the time, if it's rumors, it's coming from a place of jealousy. You know, like wanting to compete with you, wanting to almost like take you out of your own power. So don't let them dim your light, pile number one. That's what I want to say, because you shine bright. Because when I was shuffling the cards, I saw the star wanting to pop out. So you shine bright like a star. Don't ever dim your light, you know, to please others or to fit in. But these people could be speaking a lot about your exes too. Like your past romances that never went the way you expected. There's a feeling here of them talking about your past disappointments when it comes to love. There's also a feeling here of, for example, like ex-friends, people you used to be close to, where maybe there was some kind of falling out, them speaking about you in anger, and that's why you're the topic of their conversation, because I see them venting and letting off steam, like about the situation. Okay, I'm hearing them say, am I right or am I wrong? So there's something about somebody speaking about you from a place of anger, but asking if they're right or wrong in the situation in terms of how they reacted to it. You have a lot of people from your past that are obsessed with you, pile number one. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like some of these people's energies I'm picking up on could even be exes, ex-friends. I feel like a lot of them like to talk about you. You're constantly on their mind. You're constantly um, being in their topic of conversation. It's like they don't have anything else to talk about but you, pile number one. And there's this feeling here of you don't even really talk about them. You've moved on. That's in the past for you. You're focusing on now, the present, but they're still focusing on the past, because with Gaia here, I'm kind of getting this vibe of you being in the present moment, protecting your peace. You're a very peaceful person. That's what people speak about when they speak about you. However, these people from your past may twist things about you to fit their narrative, to make themselves look like better, if that makes sense. Someone from your past may be saying that you are selfish for not giving them the time of day. However, I do feel as though you are a nurturer with the Empress. You're a big giver. And so when you decide to not give to somebody, when you decide to withhold your energy, usually it's because maybe you're giving and it's being unreciprocated, or it's because that person's just maybe not appreciating what you're giving, or just not treating you right, and maybe you've been like thinking about, should I let this relationship go or not, because I don't really feel like this is healthy for me or bringing me peace of any kind. So I kind of see you in that mindset where it's like, if you're not bringing me peace, you gotta go. I'm already too forgiving as it is. I see you being in that mindset like, okay, I'll forgive you a few times, but once you cross the line, it's over. Because I'm kind of seeing you be a little bit more tolerant. Um, you're not like that kind of person that will cut a person off the first time. I feel like you're a little bit more tolerant, or at least this is what people say about you, where you'll forgive a few times, but if they keep crossing those lines or those boundaries, you gotta protect your peace. Self-love with the Empress. So people are talking about how you're not selfish, you're just putting in more self-love. The people that truly understand this. For some reason, I'm clairvoyantly seeing an egg crack open. And I'm hearing, I don't know how it's said, how the quote is said, but it's like, she ate. So, you know, when somebody posts on Instagram and they're like, she ate and left no crumbs? I'm hearing something like that. So, I don't know if I'm actually saying it correct, but anyways, but there's something about people talking about your beauty a lot or your handsomeness, like the way you look, maybe even the style you wear, your fashion style. Um, if you've ever posted pictures recently on social media, or if you just, show up to certain events looking very good, it's like people really compliment that and talk about that a lot. I'm hearing, I wonder what skincare she uses, or I wonder where, he got that outfit or she got that outfit to them, is that kind of energy where they're talking about your look and saying, I wonder how they made themselves look this way. So I'm seeing something like that, either with your style or your hair, for the woman, your makeup. I'm not sure what it is, but there's something about that showing through. When people talk about you when you're the topic of their conversations, of course, I felt that past people's angry energy quite prominently. Like, I kind of want to laugh at them because they're kind of delusional at how obsessed they are with you. I felt that energy the strongest, but I'm also sensing other people talk about you in very good ways. So it's just those people, and jealousy, like jealous people that speak about you negatively, but I'm getting a lot of people actually compliment you behind your back. Say things about you and your personality that they really like. I keep hearing like you're very peaceful, diplomatic. You're comforting in stressful situations. You love animals. You have a very peaceful nature and heart. Like you wouldn't bring disharmony anywhere you go. There's strong Libra energy here. Taurus too. I'd also say Pisces, but I'm mostly feeling that Libra energy. Where it's like you don't even like conflict that much, but when it comes to standing up for yourself, you will. Or at least recently you have been doing that. And I'm sensing this energy where people feel as though when they're really around you for a long time, they really grow a strong and deep love for you. And there's something about you just loving people with all your heart, cherishing them with all your heart. And it's like, I guess because you're such a giver, when people no longer have access to you, it makes them overthink like what they did wrong to get on your bad side. So it's kind of like people are like, okay, pile number one is so giving, but I can see that person got on their bad side and they no longer have access to pile number one. Mental note, don't mess with pile number one. And it's like all is fine and dandy as long as people treat you correctly, then you will treat them correctly. So I see people talking about you like that. Like, so for example, I'm seeing someone say, oh, pile number one was so mean to me. And then the other person's like, what are you talking about? Pile number one's so kind and nice. What did you say to them? It's kind of giving me that vibe. Like, what did you say to them to upset them? So I'm seeing something like that. And I heard that song in the beginning of your reading by Nelly Furtado that's like, I'm like a bird, I always fly away. So there's something about you having like this free-spirited energy, valuing your freedom and independence. Of course, you value companionship and the people you love around you, but you also value your own independence. And people may be talking about that and pondering on how you make that work for yourself, where you balance your own individuality with the people you love around you, where you don't make your relationships your whole identity, but you also, yeah, make time for yourself too, your relationship to yourself. I feel like in the past, people could see that you were maybe like your own worst enemy, but like your own harshest critic, but now you're starting to love yourself more. That's what I'm getting from the Five of Wands, Gaia. Like, I no longer want to be in war with myself, I want to love myself. So let's go ahead and get your oracle cards. So, in the last month, only 41% of my viewers have subscribed to my channel. So, if you enjoyed this video so far and would like to stay up to date with what I post daily, hit the subscribe button to not miss out. Thank you to everybody that supports my channel. I'm sending you so much love and gratitude, and I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. If you're watching this weekend, of course, or whenever you're watching. So, let's see what else we have. I also got another energy here. Something about some of you having your head in the clouds. And I got a message. I mentioned Libra energy, but I'm also feeling quite strong Aries energy, like that opposite energy of Aries and Libra. I could be picking up on another person. I'm not really sure if that's you or another person. So we have sacred purpose with eternal flame and ancestral legacy. We have setting boundaries with threshold protection and honor. We have sensuality with feminine wisdom and passion. So this is what I was speaking about, like your sexiness, your hotness. That is often what people speak about when it comes to you. Especially like if they don't really know you that well, if they don't really have much to say about you. That is often what people will speak about. And I'm also getting with this card setting boundaries. There's something about people defending your name. So, like, when people try to speak about you, like, out of a pure place of jealousy or, just like, it's, what is the word? It's so unwarranted, right? At least from other people's perspective when they hear it, and then they kind of, like, defend your name. So, I'm actually seeing you have some loyal people around you that do defend you. There's also people saying, you're allowed to protect yourself. You're allowed to set boundaries. You're allowed to speak up for yourself. Because, of course, you're a loving person, but you are also allowed to protect yourself. The thing is, when you're a loving person, people kind of put you in a box and they assume that you would take their disrespect. They assume that you will always be loving. But the thing is, yes, you can be a loving person, but you can also protect yourself. You can also honor yourself and set boundaries for yourself, And that is something you're allowed to do. So I feel like the people that complain about it or get angry at it are just people that don't respect you in general. That just want to take from you. Like, almost like energy vampire energy. Do you get what I mean? Like, where they don't give back to you or pour into your cup, but then they expect to take from you. And that's also not fair. So we have adjustment with looking back, moving forward. So people are talking about this being a huge change for you because I feel like a lot of you watching never used to stand up for yourself or set boundaries. Like, you just wanted to keep the peace in your connections, but now you're learning that your own peace is what matters most. Keeping the peace in connections isn't going to bring you peace of mind. Something about 2020. In the year 2020, you changed a lot about yourself. Since adjustment is opposite the Six of Cups, there is this feeling of people comparing you to the person you used to be, and that is why you're the topic of their conversation, because it's just such an unbelievable change that you've made within, you as a person has changed so much that it's like you're no longer the person you used to be. You're a completely different person. There's just this feeling of how did they do it? Like, what did they do? Did it just happen overnight? Did it happen slowly over time? Was it a conscious change? Or did it just naturally happen due to their circumstances or their environment changing? People could also be talking about certain changes you've made physically. So if any of you have recently gotten a haircut, dyed your hair, done any change physically to your look, new style, I'm even seeing something about recently taking care of your health more. I don't know what this is, but something about some kind of change to your look recently for some, not all. And the changes that are happening within your relationships as well as your external reality, right? So any changes that have happened there, people are definitely talking about and comparing your past to the present and wondering how your future will look like if you've already made some huge changes. We have harvest with gathering of blessings. So with the number 44 here, know that you're very protected by your ancestors from all negative energy and all jealousy. I just heard that they will eat their words. I don't know what that's about, but I just heard that from your ancestors. So like anybody that speaks negatively about you will eat their words. Maybe it has to do with like, okay, I feel this energy of your ancestors protecting you in a way where they're alchemizing the energy into something great. So let's say somebody speaks negatively about you. It's almost like they take that negative energy and they alchemize it into something great that can be a blessing for you. So, Spirit is showing me Kris Jenner saying something along the lines of bad publicity is good publicity or something like that. Like, any publicity is good publicity, even if it's bad or good. I don't know what that's about. Oh, okay, so Spirit is showing me, this makes sense now, this makes sense. So Spirit is showing me the more people talk about you, the more energy they're sending your way. So I mentioned seeing people in a group talk about you. So let's say this group of people are talking about you every week. Every week they're sending energy towards you, whether it be positive or negative. And your ancestors are showing me, like when your roof leaks and you put a bucket there to catch the water, and then eventually the water accumulates and you throw it out if you have a leakage and like it's raining or something. So they're showing you that. And like the energy accumulating and they catch it for you. And now they're showing me almost like cleaning up spider webs. So they're cleaning up the negative energy from that, clearing it, and then making it into something positive for you that would be perceived to be a blessing. I hope that makes sense. So it's like whatever energy gets sent your way, your ancestors accumulate it, keep it, clear the energy, transform it into a blessing for you. And then that energy goes your way in a beautiful way. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but anyways. I think this is all I have for you, Pile 1. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 2s. If you chose this aquamarine crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at why you're the topic of people's conversations lately. Please be aware that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. Before we get started with your reading, I'd just like to announce I am available for personal readings this month. I'm almost fully booked, so if you'd like to book with me, you can find my email address in the description box below. So your card is the Six of Wands. We also started your reading off at 11:11 on the clock, so interesting synchronicity. I'm excited to see what cards show up for you. So let's start with your tarot cards, and then towards the middle, we'll get some oracle cards for you. So let's just shuffle this. So I am feeling this energy, believe it or not, of people calling you really lucky right now. There's something you've been dreaming big about. There's some kind of big goal that you want to achieve. Some kind of goal of success within different aspects of life. Because as I look at the different, they look like flags here. I'm getting the message of success within different aspects of life, not just the career. Because the Six of Wands is about success, right? So it's like you've been focusing your energy on each aspect of your life, pouring into that, filling it up with your energy so that those areas of life can be fruitful and abundant. So people are praising you on that. We have Merlin with the hero in the reverse. Okay, with this card, I'm kind of sensing you did it all on your own. There's a self-made energy. You didn't need anybody to save you from your problems. And even if you felt you did, you still took that kind of energy you had of wanting to succeed, wanting to make it past those challenges, and that determination got you through to the end, where you were your own hero, where nobody came to save you from the kind of challenges you were going through in life. You had to kind of like land on your own feet, fall a little bit before you could walk, metaphorically. It's kind of like you had to learn on your own, through trial and error, through failing, through making mistakes. And you did it all in a very beautiful way. I don't know what this is about. The people are calling you really lucky right now. So we have the healer with the Page of Mirrors, Page of Cups. Interesting. We have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. The Two of Swords upright. Why are they a topic of people's conversations? Five of Wands. Okay. I'm trying to just understand this energy. We have the Phoenix at the back of the deck with Judgment. Okay, so there is this feeling here of, like I said, people calling you extremely lucky, but they don't know where you came from. A lot of people just see the end result of what we've created for our life, the end result of the decisions we've made, but they don't see the planning, the hard work that goes into planning that singular decision. Not even just the many decisions, the single decision. They don't see how much hard work it takes to work on each aspect of your life to bring it to a level where you're happy with, where you're satisfied with. They didn't see the moments where you were struggling and going through challenges where you felt broken inside, when you were never truly broken, but you just felt that way. They were never there when you had to pick up the pieces of your broken heart and heal it yourself. You didn't have anybody by your side support you and hold you and guide you through the journey. You felt very alone. And that's what a lot of people don't see. So there is this feeling of people looking at the kind of successes in your life, the end result of everything you've done for yourself in your life. And with the unicorn here, they're looking at it as if it's so magical. As if it just came out of thin air, out of nowhere. It's kind of like this feeling of, you know, when somebody works really hard for something for years, and then maybe they just blow up one day for something, and then people are just like, oh, they were an overnight success, but nobody knows the years of hard work and dedication that went into that project or their career, but they just think it's an overnight success. It's giving me that vibe, like people are viewing it as like very miraculous and magical. Like, how did this happen to pile number two? And I'm not sure what area of your life this is, or if this is multiple areas of your life. But the reason why Spirit is using such an extreme example of, like, celebrities is there's some kind of success or recognition you've created for yourself, or you're on the way there with your hard work and dedication, where I could maybe even be picking up on a future energy, or people seeing your potential to get there and speaking about it. I see a lot of people rooting for you, but then I also do see some people very jealous. So there is this feeling of people that, okay, Spirit is showing me, let's say you started out at the same place as them, at the bottom, but you worked your way to the top, and now people at the bottom, so Spirit is using this as a metaphor, I'm not sure what it's about, but people that are where you started are kind of like jealous of you and wishing they could be where you are, but they're not necessarily putting in the work to get there on their own, because you are proving that you can start with nothing and make everything for yourself. But some people just, I don't want to say that they choose to stay in that stuck place, but sometimes there is things we can do to get out of that, to make our situation better. And of course, sometimes circumstances are out of our control, and that's something I understand and have compassion for and empathy for with these people. But also, the thing is, they don't see that you started at the same place as them. It is a choice for them to be jealous of this, because other people can see the same energy and be like, oh, I was once there too. I relate to the struggles pile number two through, and how they healed themselves from that, how they fixed certain parts of their life, how they saved themselves without having anybody to support them or be by their side and hold their hand in every step of the way. And you did it all on your own. There's the self-made energy, and then those people are inspired by you. So that's why I say it is a choice to be jealous or inspired, because the Two of Swords is here, the Five of Wands is here. If they really wanted to do something to change their life, they can do it. They're powerful enough to do it, but they just don't see their own power. And I think it's a choice to react out of jealousy or inspiration, because they can take your story and use that as motivation to get themselves out of that stuck place. But you're like this phoenix rising. Nothing can stop you. You're unstoppable. You're powerful, my pile number twos. It feels like, okay, Spirit is showing me a vase that has been broken into a million pieces, and you've put the pieces back together, and now you've almost made it more colorful. I don't know what it's called, but there are certain like mirrors that are colorful, where there's like little pieces and you stick them together. I'm not sure what that's called, but I'm seeing it like that, where there was once a broken vase and now the vase has been put back together, fixed, but made even more beautiful. So there's this energy of you taking the pain from your past, creating it into your power, taking the harsh moments of your past and creating it into something positive for yourself, something also inspirational for others. So I don't want you to focus on the jealousy, focus on the way people are inspired by you, focus on the way people are in awe of you. And even if you don't see the success in your life yet and the different aspects of life, people see your potential to get there. And a lot of people are secretly rooting for you, pile two. I'm also very proud of you. I love this energy. So now let's get your oracle cards. So in the last month, only 41% of my viewers have subscribed to my channel. So if you enjoyed this video so far and would like to stay up to date with what I post daily, hit the subscribe button to not miss out. Thank you to everybody that supports my channel. I'm so grateful for you, and I'm sending you so much love. So let's see what else you have. So why are my pile number 2s the topic of people's conversations lately? We have portal with infinite mind and awakening consciousness. There is a feeling here of you opening up your mind to the possibilities of what you can actually build and create. The miracles you've created for yourself within your own life. It's kind of like I'm seeing a metaphor Spirit's giving here, where it's like you're not waiting around for the universe to give you a key or an opportunity. You go and look for it yourself. There's something about you being this very busy bee, putting in a lot of hard work towards the things in life you want to create, the doors you want to open for yourself. So you have this go-getter energy that people love to talk about, that is quite inspiring to others, where it opens up their mind. I'm seeing something about it blows their mind, but it also opens up their mind to infinite possibilities of what we can build and create if we really believe in ourselves. If we really go out there and not wait around for the universe to give us a key, but go and find that key to unlock that door to what we want to create. So that's definitely something that is showing up quite strongly. People love to talk about how independent you are. Like the cat, you always land on your feet. And this unstoppable energy that keeps coming through. You're also very mystical in a way. I feel like this is my pile of healers, mystics. Very magical. I'm also feeling like this fairy-like energy from you. Okay, we have River of Blessings with releasing constraints. So we have Abundance in the reverse, Fortune, Wealth, Plenty. We have Brilliant Beliefs with Luminous Life Force and Personal Power. And we have Twin Flames with Soul Partner, Eternal Connection. So what I've noticed here is the tiger has shown up twice. There was a tiger in the Ten of Swords reversed, and a tiger in the Twin Flames card. Tigers represent strength, courage, power, but also there's this energy of tigers symbolizing like that kind of, I want to say street smart energy. So I'm kind of picturing you as this tiger, almost like not taking no as an answer from the universe, from what you want to create for yourself. It's like you're kind of leaping toward your dreams, having your eye on the goal, and not letting that goal get away from you. So I'm imagining you like that, like showing up in your power, taking back your power. I feel like the Twin Flames card doesn't necessarily relate to love in this specific reading. Of course, some of you could resonate with being with your twin flame currently, or being in a twin flame separation currently. However, I am seeing this energy of like, it's kind of relating to pile number 1's message. It's like, I can be my own worst critic, or I can be my own biggest fan. As we know, twin flames are another part of us in another human body. So I'm imagining the message of like different aspects of ourself. Since the Twin Flames card is over the Five of Wands and the Two of Swords is under the Brilliant Beliefs card, there's this feeling of like I can choose to believe in myself, or I can choose to be my own worst critic. and just not get anything done because I'm too scared of like being judged, criticized, anything like that. It's like you're choosing to not be your own critic, but to believe in yourself, to root for yourself, to fan for yourself. Even if nobody else does, it's like if I have me, that's all I need. If I believe in me and my own power and my own potential, that's all I need. So people are seeing you be in that energy. That is truly inspirational. There's something about your pile that's truly inspirational, and that is why you're the topic of people's conversations lately. With abundance in the reverse, maybe you're not quite there yet. Maybe you feel like you still have a long way to go, but you have accumulated a lot of blessings so far, and you are still going to as time goes along. You're still going to accumulate more stability for yourself, more good luck, and a lot of beautiful changes in your life as a result of you believing in your own potential, your own dreams. And when you believe in that so strongly, the challenges just get released automatically because you're automatically in alignment with the life you want to create and manifest for yourself. Because I'm seeing two puzzles that fit perfectly together, where it's like you're an energy match for the things you want to manifest. Because that belief is so strong, it's almost magical. Wow, so this was a beautiful message. Is there anything else I'm missing, Spirit, before we end off? It's like you have your eye on the prize, on the goal, and you're focused on it. And people are wondering what's going to happen next. It's exciting to see what unfolds next in your life. I'm feeling the energy of somebody close to you, like a family member or somebody close to you that you dearly love, that supports you, that is so proud of you and your progress. Because I feel the energy of tears of joy coming in. Like, I'm almost imagining like a mother figure, for example, being so proud of their child. It doesn't have to be a mother, but just somebody you love dearly that is proud of you, that is speaking about you in a way where they're saying they're so proud of you. There's also something about a violin or creativity. Somebody here is very creative. So yeah, this is why you're the topic of people's conversations lately, pile 2. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose this Howlite crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at why you're the topic of people's conversations lately. Please be aware that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. Before we get started, I'd just like to announce I am available for personal readings this month. However, I'm almost fully booked, so if you'd like to book with me, you can find my email address in the description box below. So let's get started with your tarot cards, and then towards the middle of the reading, we're going to get some oracle cards for you. So your card that came out was the Two of Pentacles reversed. Let's see what else you have. So Spirit Guides of pile number 3. Spirit Guides of pile number 3. Why are they the topic of people's conversations lately? So we have the Three of Pentacles showing up next. We have the Three of Wands. There's a lot of earth energy in this pile. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. The Seven of Cups in the reverse. Why are pile number 3s the topic of people's conversations lately? Ten of Pentacles reversed. And Ravens with the Magician reversed. So I'm just going to say this pile has extremely specific messages that may not fully resonate with everybody. So if, let's say, you're like 10 minutes into the reading, 5 minutes in the reading, and you don't resonate with anything, then I would suggest picking another pile. Because I'm seeing like ultra specific messages, like I said, that may not resonate with everybody. But let me tell you what I see here. So we have the Two of Wands at the back of the deck. Four of Wands popping out. I heard the song Something's Missing by the Internet. And I kind of feel this vibe from you in the way that people are speaking about you, where it's like you have people you love around you. However, it may have felt like I'm never fully there or fully connected to the people I love. Well, this is just people's perception of you. So it's like they see you having people around you, but it's like this feeling of something's missing, like where they perceive you as thinking like something's missing within the connections around you. And it's like you have all these people around you that are a stable part of your life that, you have a lot of love for. I won't lie about that, but it's like, I don't know if there's a feeling here of you outgrowing the people around you. It's almost like this feeling of like you love the people around you, but there feels like there's something missing. Like, I'm looking at this from a different perspective, from Spirit's perspective. And I don't necessarily think anything is necessarily missing or lacking within these connections around you. However, it's like sometimes we have been made to feel as though we should seek to fill that void within us through the people around us. And nobody around us is going to make us feel whole when we aren't already fully whole within. So the people looking at this may be looking at this from an illusionatory thinking of everybody around me should fill all my needs. So, for example, let's say I have a partner. My partner should fill all my needs. They must be my happiness. They must be like everything to me. But the problem is when we make somebody our everything, when they're the person that fills all our needs, it's like we're not giving that to ourselves. And if that person wasn't around, how would we feel whole without them? And so that almost makes this kind of codependent feeling. I'm not sure if that's the right word to use, but it feels a little bit like Spirit is saying these people are looking at it from the wrong perspective, where it's like we shouldn't expect the people around us to fill up that hole, that gap within us. We should find that wholeness, that happiness, that peace within. And then naturally we bring that to the people around us. So when we have an unrealistic expectation of the people we love, we tend to be disappointed. However, that's from illusionatory thinking. We should be able to fill up our own cup, find that wholeness within, and not necessarily try to fill the lost parts of ourselves with the people around us, because that will always end in disappointment. Because even if somebody's always been there for us, maybe one day they're having a bad day and they can't be there for you. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? So I'm looking at that in like Spirit's perspective, which is quite interesting to me. So it's like we shouldn't expect the people around us to give us what we need. We should give ourselves what we need. Of course, when the people around us offer us support, offer us love, want to put in effort towards a connection, we should receive that graciously and allow that graciously. But it's like we shouldn't also depend on the people around us to be our everything, to like fill up every need of ours. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm kind of looking at it in that perspective. The thing is with you, pile number one, pile three, sorry. I don't know if you were also drawn to pile one. There's this feeling here of you being this person that has grown a lot within your own life. You're somebody that's constantly growing, expanding, reaching new heights. I'm almost imagining you as this tree. And every week, maybe people check up on this tree and they've seen it grow even more. So it's like every time people check up on you, whether that be on social media, in person, every time they see new aspects of you, new leaves, new growth, it's like you're constantly growing, constantly improving. It's very impressive to others, and I see people speaking about that. People may also be speaking about the people around you, like your friendships, the people you have in your close circle, and the connection you have to them. These connections seem very healthy and they seem perfect on paper, but then other people are looking at it in the perspective of like, you seem like something feels missing, like you seem like you're not really feeling connected to the people around you. You seem like, okay, I'm getting this energy here now. I feel like this pile's very advanced. It's very complicated messages for me to understand and process as I speak them, okay, as I channel them. But it's kind of like this feeling of the more I grow spiritually, the less I relate to people around me, the less I relate to humans. And so there's this feeling of other people looking at you and again feeling like you're outgrowing everybody, surpassing everybody, where it's like it's kind of a lonely journey, the spiritual journey. Because I feel like this pile's very spiritual, where maybe you felt like very alone, you felt like you couldn't relate to others. But the one thing I do also want to say, the more a tree grows up, the more its roots grow. I don't know if that's actually scientifically true, but Spirit's showing that to me in that perspective, where it's like the more we grow spiritually, the more we also have to root ourselves back to the earth. Because I've dealt with this before in my spiritual journey where it's like I'm growing so much, I'm wanting to open up my gifts more, but then sometimes I have trouble grounding into the earthly experience and also realizing that living the human experience is what we've come here to do. So we can't necessarily escape the human experience, no matter how spiritual we are. We have to also be rooted into the physical experience, the human experience, and almost like coexist amongst others, even if they have not necessarily spiritually grown. Maybe it's not their time yet. Maybe they're budding behind closed doors. We can't necessarily judge those that haven't spiritually grown, but we can't also judge ourselves. And we have to learn to kind of coexist with the spiritual and with the human existence. So I feel like some of you, there's this feeling of getting back in touch with Mother Earth. I don't know why these messages are coming out so spiritual, but this must be a very spiritual pile. There's this feeling of you getting back in touch with Mother Earth, with grounding, with rooting, getting back in touch with what it means to be a human again, and not just a person on a spiritual journey, evolving and growing. Getting in touch with your roots, your ancestors, the traditions of the past, understanding why they're there in the first place. Getting comfortable with your humanness. And I kind of feel this feeling of a weight being lifted off you, where it's like, okay, I have all the time to grow spiritually. I can also put some time towards human experiences that are fun for me. Not even just have an excuse for it, like, okay, this is gonna bring me this, but it's like, just because it's fun, just because it's an experience. You know, you came here to experience things on Earth. So there's a lot of this feeling of people talking about your current journey and kind of like the growth they've seen in you and how unexpected that is. But also just like, I feel like people kind of analyze you a bit because this is a very deep reading, deeper than I expected. Usually when I do readings like this, it's like, oh, gossip, this. Do you get what I mean? But this is like very deep, where it's like, who is psychoanalyzing you? Pile number 3, like, people are really trying to get deep into your mind. It's quite funny, but anyways. Okay, Seven of Cups reverse. There's this feeling of like whatever illusions have been broken for you, you can't unsee. Wherever you have grown within your own life can't be ungrown. And there's this feeling of this pile being very eclectic, I hear. There's this feeling of this pile being very unique, different from others. An old soul, very wise. And there's this feeling of this pile being extremely intelligent, wise. There's this kind of ancient wisdom your soul knows. People are speaking about how you've gone on a journey of self-reflecting, getting to know yourself, understand yourself, break away from the parts of yourself that are not really you and are a result of like a trauma response, and freeing yourself from aspects of yourself that are not truly you, but you think it's you. Almost like gazing and finding new parts of yourself that are truly you. The different aspects of you, because it's like you're very unique, you have a lot of layers to you. You're a multifaceted human being. You're not somebody to be put in a box. That's what people say about you often. And I feel that this pile, you're not really holding on to the material world. There's this feeling of this pile being extremely humble, and intuitive and pure, like a pure soul. You care deeply for the earth. This may be my pile of people that like don't really care too much about like money or like status or power. Like it just doesn't matter to you. Maybe even just creating success, it doesn't matter to you because it's just all an earthly thing. And maybe some part of you has lived enough lifetimes to understand that whatever abundance we accumulate, yes, can go to our kids, yes, can go to um a generational legacy we leave for ourselves, but we also don't take that with us when we pass. So it's like that's what I'm getting with the Magician reverse, Ten of Pentacles reverse. Like people can't fathom how money, success, things like that doesn't really matter to you. I feel like you're more of this person with this humanitarian perspective of life, also Aquarius, 11th house energy, Libra energy showing up quite strongly, where it's like you care more about helping others rather than making money. So, like I said, very specific energy in this pile. That's what I'm getting so far. Let's go ahead and pull your oracle cards. Yeah, I just keep feeling this is my pile of old souls, people with strong gifts. You're just a very old soul in a way where it's like the wisdom you have, the amount of like the way you've grown, it's very miraculous. Not many people your age have the wisdom you do. So in the last month, only 41% of my viewers have subscribed to my channel. So if you enjoy this video so far and would like to stay up to date with what I post daily, hit the subscribe button to not miss out. Thank you to everybody that supports my channel. I'm sending you so much love and so much gratitude. So we have innovation in the reverse with new creations. So I'm getting this energy of like an old soul. I feel like this is what Spirit says about you. Like sometimes you're such an old soul that it's like Spirit is showing me like Barbie. You know how Barbie has been everything. She's been a nurse, she's been an astronaut. I don't know if this is actually true, but it's like I'm just giving examples to the energy where she's been like every sort of occupation. So for some of you, it's like nothing. Sometimes you feel like nothing really excites you. Like everything has been done. Um, I feel like in your different lifetimes, you've lived many different lifetimes where you've tried out new things on Earth. You like always wanted new experiences. So I feel like when you incarnated, it's been like in different cultures, not the same thing over and over again. Maybe in one life you were like this, and then the other life, the complete opposite. So it's like you've experienced what it's like to live in many different bodies, in many different experiences, perspective of life. And there's this feeling of like nothing really phases you. You're kind of like that tree that has seen everything. Um, so there's this feeling when it comes to people almost viewing it like sometimes you look bored, you look like uninterested, but I don't think it's that you're bored. I think it's just that you've seen everything. And it's like when people talk about you, they'll say things like, okay, I've told pile number one all my pile number three. Why do I keep saying pile number one? I told pile number three all my secrets, and they looked unfazed. They didn't look like they were judging me. Well, like whatever I told them was just so bad. I thought they were gonna judge me, but it's like they looked unfazed, like they've seen everything before, and it's kind of like mind blowing. I don't know. Just the kind of like no reaction you have. So I see people talking about you like that. Then we have divine feminine in the reverse with magnetic and receptive power. I'm reading this energy in a very different way. Not based on the words, but like based on the energy that the card's exuding. So there's this feeling of you being able to relate with anybody. So let's say you're a woman watching, you can relate and be friends with women and men. Let's say you're non-binary, same thing. Let's say you're a man, same thing, but different energy. It's like you can be friends with anybody, um, anybody at all, and understand anybody. Even if they've lived a completely different experience to you, there's still like this sense of understanding you give off when people talk to you. So people talk about that, and it's like, even though you haven't been through their life experiences, there's like this understanding energy you give off where people feel seen and understood by you. And like you just fully get them without them having to try and over explain or try to explain anything. You just fully understand them. And a lot of people talk about that with a sense of gratitude, like, pile three just understands me. Maybe you have felt misunderstood within your own life, and so you make that effort to understand others. I am sensing that energy for some. We have sacred breath and sound with life force communication in the reverse. Okay, there's this feeling with you. People will say like they can spend time with you and just sit in silence with you, and it's not awkward. Like with some people, they'll try to even make small talk. With you, it's like I feel like the energy of a pile that doesn't really like small talk that much, or just filling up the silence with empty words. You don't speak just to hear your own voice. You don't speak just to babble words out. I want to say, like, it's like when you speak, you really have an intent with your words. You really have something important to say. And it's like you can be the most quiet person in the room because it's like you're giving off this vibe of like you're not trying to impress anybody. And people will kind of, the observers will notice this about you, I'm hearing. So people that kind of sit back and observe will notice that you're not like almost like trying to put all the attention on you. Like you don't really need that validation from others, and it's like other people will kind of seem like they're trying to get all their attention. But it's like for you, you just speak when it's necessary, and you more so like deeper, meaningful conversations rather than pointless conversations. Okay, we have calming the waters with peaceful self-regulation in the reverse. I think that's all I'm going to take. Interesting that all the last cards were reversed. So I'm kind of getting this vibe. Okay. I feel like there's a split of energy with the last card where it's like some of you have always been. Okay, I spoke earlier about letting go of aspects of us that are illusions that we think are aspects of us but are trauma responses. So, for example, I'm seeing somebody here that has dealt with the fawn response, the people pleasing response, the need to be a good girl or a good boy, that kind of archetype of not wanting to do anything wrong. um Being almost like putting a lens on ourselves and expecting ourselves to be perfect all the time. Some of you are letting out the parts of yourself that are, this is not to be said in an offensive way, it's more like, I don't want to sit and be like sit still all the time. What if I just want to be unhinged? It's kind of like that energy of like, I don't want to sit and be quiet. I want to scream to the top of my lungs. And like, I don't want to be seen as nice. Like, if I want to speak my truth, I'm going to speak my truth. If I'm angry, I'm going to be angry. I'm not going to suppress my emotions anymore to be seen as the good girl or the good boy. Do you get what I mean? Where it's like, it's kind of like this feeling. I'm hearing that song, I don't give a damn about my reputation. So it's like, there's this feeling of you not caring what other people think, where there's been this switch in you where it's like you're no longer showing up as this, I don't want to say not peaceful, or how do I put this into words, Spirit? It's like you are a peaceful person, don't get me wrong, and you do have a beautiful vibe, a beautiful energy, but it's like, I'm tired of sitting still and trying to be perceived a certain way or be perceived as perfect or be perceived as a good person. Like, if I'm getting angry at a situation, I'm allowed to express my anger. If I feel sad about a certain thing, I'm allowed to express my emotions. I don't have to, like, almost just stay calm and bottle up all my emotions inside to keep the peace around me. So it's kind of like that energy of like, even like, I want to be wild, I want to be free. I don't want to just like sit in this box. I don't know how to explain it, but I hope it makes sense. Spirit's almost showing me like it feels like I've been restricted all my life from self-expression. Like I've been put in a suitcase, put in a box, and I no longer want to be in that box. I no longer care what people think of me. I want to express myself. I want to be loud. Like I want to be carefree. So I keep getting this energy of like getting in touch with different aspects of yourself that you never knew were there before. And it's quite contradictory to what I said before of like being the most quiet person in the room. So maybe something about that's changing. Also the most wise person in the room. But it's like sometimes you don't want to be wild. Sometimes you don't want to be wise. Sometimes you just want to have fun. Let out that human aspect of yourself, not the wise aspect of yourself. Do you get what I mean? So there's kind of like a split in the energy where it's like these two parts of myself trying to balance it out. Who I used to be versus who I'm becoming right now, or the aspects of myself I'm finding right now. And it's kind of like people are talking about the fact that there's these different aspects of you and they can't put you in a box, and then they don't understand what to label you, how to label you as a person, because it's like every time they see different aspects of you and they don't really know what to call it. I hope that makes sense. So that's kind of like what people are talking about, why you're the topic of their conversations, because it's like you're constantly becoming a different person, but not in a bad way. You're just constantly finding new parts of yourself and expressing those parts of yourself. And you have a lot of layers to you. So it's like maybe that's why people kind of psychoanalyze you a little bit, try to get a little bit deeper with you, because maybe you are a really deep person. Because usually, like I said, these readings are very surface level. Maybe even sometimes could be seen as superficial. I don't know, but it's like, I don't really think that. I think sometimes it's just fun to hear what people say about us. But anyways, this is what I have for you, pile 3. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.